In this section of produce food safety training, we will emphasize the importance of good employee practices and current regulations associated with food safety. The objective is to understand the potential risks that can arise from employee practices and what measures must be taken to prevent the spread of microorganisms. A significant amount of produce contamination can be attributed to poor employee training. Harmful bacteria from the employee have the ability to contaminate the product. Contamination can occur from improper hygienic practices from the employee, previous interactions with objects such as door handles, and inappropriate sanitation and cleansing of tools and equipment used in the handling and packing facility. Improper hygienic practices can happen at work or at home. Do not go to work if you show signs of diarrhea, vomiting, or sore throat. Microorganisms can pass through the sick individual to the produce item, with the potential to spread to the overall batch of produce. It is imperative to wear clean clothes when going to work and wash clothing daily when returning from the handling and packing area. In addition to these measures, do not eat in the packing areas. This will remove the opportunity for physical hazards to enter this area. Lastly, hygienic practices should always be followed by a thorough hand washing prior to handling the produce. To prevent increased illness, wash your hands with warm soap and water. At your field, always provide clean and convenient restrooms for customers and employees that will be harvesting. These restrooms should have all the necessities for the appropriate 6-step hand washing method. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that over 50% of foodborne illnesses are linked to poor hand washing practices. They say hand washing is the single most important means of preventing the spread of infection. Wear clean, non-tattered clothing to work on the farm. If shaggy, shredded clothing is worn, buttons or other physical pieces may fall off onto the clean product. These physical pieces can potentially cause physical hazards. If ingested by the consumer, they may choke on them. If operating mechanical equipment, these physical pieces may get stuck in the machinery and cause further harm to the worker. There are a few different ways to help reduce improper hygienic practices. Make sure that employees that are in direct contact with the produce meet specific qualifications and have taken all the training courses to be aware of cross-contamination. Once training has been taken, make sure it was properly documented. It is important to retake training classes to keep up to date on safety changes. Frequent training will also help you remember important concepts that may be forgotten on a daily basis. And most importantly, always wash your hands thoroughly. Another form of cross-contamination occurs from fomite interactions and improper cleansing of harvesting tools. A fomite is an inanimate object that promotes the spreading of microorganisms from one place to another. Toilet seats, doorknobs, and cell phones are all examples of fomites. Avoid all potential fomite interactions when in contact with produce. As an added barrier, wear disposable gloves when in contact with the produce, and when completed, dispose of the gloves in a designated receptacle.